story. Johnson & Johnson is really feeling the heat over their handling of a painkiller recall. Now listen to this. The company supposedly hired people to go into drugstores and buy up all the bottles of Motrin that they could because they were suspected of being defective, and perhaps the company didn't want to issue a formal recall and get everyone's attention once again, because this has happened quite a bit lately. And now Congress is demanding to know why they would do that. Joining us now is Dr. Mark Siegel, a member of the Fox News Medical A-Team. You say, if it weren't for this oil story, we'd be hearing a heck of a lot more about this.
You bet. And the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform said by yesterday at 4 p.m. they had to issue documentation, Johnson & Johnson, of what happened back in 2009, where they seemed to be sneaking around and pulling 90,000 bottles of Motrin off the shelves before another formal recall occurred. I mean, this is a big story.
And I said to you, we just had a few months ago, children's Motrin. I remember going through my medicine cabinets and pulling out children's Motrin and other things that were on that list. What's going on at these factories?
You know that back in April, I looked at the FDA report that there were 136 million bottles withdrawn of children's medications because the factory in Pennsylvania had no quality control. They had no documentation. And get this, the raw materials were contaminated with bacteria. I got to tell you, I've seen enough. There's been 4 recalls over the past 8 months. We don't know how much more hiding is going on. I think the FDA should launch a full-scale investigation against McNeil. Now, Josh Sharfstein, who's the deputy commissioner of the FDA that's been looking into this, I know him. He's a pediatrician. He's very interested in this. I say let's go full steam ahead on this.
Yeah, I read things about other labels, too. Are there companies that, you feel are better than others for purchasing these over-the-counter products from, or is this a systemic industry-wide problem?
Martha, that's a great question. This may be the tip of the iceberg. When you go to a factory and you see this kind of conditions, you wonder how many other factories, how many other companies. But one thing's for sure, McNeil has a long history of this, dating back over the last 2 years, and we have to clamp down on it. I mean, just this is a great example. Why can't Johnson & Johnson come up with the documentation they've been asked for? That really should incite a response.
I mean, when you look at where could quality control be more important than in the pharmaceutical industry? If they're going to cut corners, they better find somewhere else to do it.
And Martha, it's over the counter. I can't even regulate it as a physician, where our kids are vulnerable to this.
Mark, thank you. It's a very important story. We're going to stay on it with your help.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Martha.
much.
Motrin very popular too. Thanks to both of you.